This is Coach Rice, and in this video, let's talk about the latest updates on AIP in 2024. Before we go on to the nits and bits of the changes, first let's step back and let's go through the step-by-step process on how AIP actually works. So the first one is that you have to have a full-time job offer from an AIP designated company. The moment that you receive your job offer, the second step is that you must connect with a settlement plan service company. These settlement plan service companies, they are all around or all across Atlantic Canada, all across Canada really. If your job offer or your company is, say, in Nova Scotia, you have to connect with a settlement plan service company in Nova Scotia, such as ARISA, the Atlantic Region Association of Immigrant Services, Immigrant Services Association of Nova Scotia, or the ISANS.ca. If you want to know more about the list of settlement plan service companies across the Atlantic, you can certainly check out this website. This organization will create your settlement plan when you move to the province. This is how will you find your housing. Do you have a community? If you're an Indian, is there an Indian community? What about your banking? What about various activities that you can explore when you arrive? There are various things that will be discussed with you, and this plan will be put into paper. You will provide this paper or this document to your employer. The employer then connects with the provincial government to request for an endorsement letter. An endorsement letter will be issued by the province, by the AIP department of the province. The moment you have that, you then complete your GC Key Portal application. You use the endorsement letter for your PR application. Now, there are instances that your PR will be issued immediately, but then if it will take time for your PR to be issued, there is an option as well that you can be issued a work permit in the time being while you work, and then you wait for your PR approval. So it's just for the interim. So that's the entire process on how the AIP really works. AIP has got two main streams, which is the worker stream and the international graduate stream. If I compare these two, the international graduate stream is certainly less restrictive than the worker stream. With the worker stream, there is a requirement of 1,560 hours of experience. This can be staggered, or this can be a full year continuous. It has to be a paid experience. It cannot be a voluntary or a volunteer experience. It will not count. The experience doesn't have to be inside Canada. It can be anywhere across the world as long as you are able to prove it. The least education that is accepted for AIP is K-12 or high school equivalency in Canada. And in order for you to prove your K-12 equivalency, you will have to do your education assessment with ICAS or with WES. There is also the language proficiency requirement. Tier 0 to Tier 3 jobs, you're required CLB 5 and CLB 4 for Tier 4. Just a little bit of heads up to everyone, Tier 5 is not eligible through AIP. So Tier 5 jobs are cashier jobs, cleaner jobs, landscape job, mowing jobs, and if you are under this tier, you will not be eligible under AIP. If it falls under Tier 5, you have to negotiate with your employer to make it at least Tier 4 at the very least. I mentioned a while ago that international students have got less restrictions, or they are friendlier with international students when it comes to AIP eligibility factors, and this is absolutely the fact. If you are thinking of moving to Canada or to the Atlantic, connect with us. That's info@questcanadaca.com, and we will find you a program and a school that will make you eligible under AIP. We have got over 200 schools that we are in connection with across Canada. In our website, you will see the various schools, the top schools that we are partnered with. Nevertheless, we are connected with over 200 schools across Canada. When it comes to international student stream under AIP, the first restriction is that you definitely have to have a job offer, but you don't need job experience. There is a requirement that your program should be 2 years and you finish your school here in the Atlantic. You must have lived in the Atlantic in the last 16 months before you graduate from your 2-year program. And the last one is that you must have been a full-time student in the Atlantic. Now, guys, keywords here. This school must be DLI and must have a PGWP eligible program. Now, many of you will ask, what if I finish my school in Ontario or in Saskatchewan or in Alberta? Am I eligible under AIP? And the answer is yes, you are eligible, but it will be a worker stream. Another question is, what if I finish my program from a private college inside the Atlantic, such as Alton College, Oxford College, Eastern College? Will I be eligible under AIP? And the answer is no, because those are private colleges. International Graduate Stream of AIP clearly mentions it must be a DLI school with PGWP eligibility. You must have a work permit during the time of your application. And therefore, guys, be very careful when you apply at any private college across Canada, because private colleges have got many restrictions. I must remind everyone though that AIP is just one of the many and various PR pathways in the Atlantic or PR pathways across Canada. If you are not eligible under AIP, there are other PR pathways, guys. You have to explore them. There are over 80 provincial nomination programs in Canada, and one of those certainly is a pathway that is designed perfectly for you. The question now is, are you willing to explore them? If you need help, connect with us. info@questcanadaca.com.